Okay, let me think here too. Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I got a little maintenance for you. I know we're all at home during quarantine, it's very boring times. So what we got going on today is a transmission differential change on this 2018 STI, which we will also be doing the same change on that 2013 WRX for you WRX owners. You know we love you. So without further ado, what we gotta do is we gotta jump into WRX, we gotta go down to AutoZone, grab a transfer pump for the transmission fluid or transmission oil. We gotta grab some transmission oil and gaskets at Dick Hanna Subaru, and then we should be golden. Or we need to also grab a T70 Torx bit at AutoZone Napa, your local auto parts store that should usually have them. You might want to call first so you don't waste your time. We'll be right back to show you guys a step-by-step of this install. Stay tuned.
What we got going on here, we got a little bit of gloves because I ran out. This is all I can find. So we got some OEM transmission and differential fluid right here, some gear oil. You can never go wrong with some OEM stuff. Here's the transfer pump that we need. You actually don't need this. This is just something that I like to use because otherwise you're gonna make a mess, and this just makes the job so much easier. It's like 10 bucks, it's worth it. So you're gonna need this size 10 Allen key for the front, and you're also gonna need this T70 Torx bit for the front. This is for the rear sensor, a 21 millimeter. You're gonna need a deep socket for that. You're also going to need a torque wrench. This is very vital because you wanna make sure you get the right torque onto these drain and fill bolts. And then we got like a breaker bar right here. Really not much to it. We also got some washers that we're gonna need. And then this is kind of, if you have some rusted bolts or seized bolts that are not coming off, this might help you a little bit. Just spray some PB Blaster on there and then boom. Here we got an oil drain pan. You're gonna need this for all the oil to drain into. And then obviously the jack stands. And that's really about it for the 2018 STI. So let's go ahead and start on this car. Let's jack it up and let's begin. All right, everybody, with the car in the air, we're gonna begin. We're gonna start with the front transmission and differential fluid, which is gonna be located right here. So let me go ahead and post the camera up so you guys can see what's going on, and let's begin. All right, everybody, so this is gonna be at the front of the car. This is the two drain plugs that we're gonna need to remove, and then this is gonna be your fill plug. So this is the T70 Torx bit that we're gonna need. Size 10 Allen key right here and right here as well. Now you're gonna have to remove your fill plug first, and then you can go ahead and remove your drain plugs. It doesn't matter which one you remove first, but the majority of your oil will come from this one. So I'm gonna go get a towel really quick, just in case we get any spills, and I can clean that up right away, and then we're gonna take that plug out. So there we go. There's your fill plug. Now let's go ahead and take out these two. Sometimes these are on there real tight. So let's just let that drain off, and then we're gonna take this one off. All right, you guys, now I'm going to take out this bolt right here. I'm gonna let the majority of the oil drain from here, and then I'm gonna actually drop the car down, let it level out, and then really let all the oil that can leak out of this car. You could also just jack your car up and level it out. So here we grab the T70 Torx bit, and this is where we're gonna have to take this plug off. All right, my GoPro was super hot and it ended up turning off on me. I didn't realize, but basically all I did was I just unscrewed this bolt right here, literally like this. Just unscrewed it, let it fall into the pan because there's a lot of oil that comes out of here, and I just let it drain, and it pulled out the bolt out of the pan. So just do that. So it's very simple. Once you break this bolt, just loosen it up, let it fall in the pan, let it drain, take the bolt out, you're good to go. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and lower the car now, let it drain fully, raise it back up, and then we're gonna go ahead and begin refilling this car.
Stop it real quick. Oh yeah, you're good, you're good. Car's down on the oil pan as close as it can get to drain as much of that sludge out of there. So you want to get rid of as much of that as you can, because you already, as it is, can't take every bit of it out unless you have a pump and you want to stick it in there and pump it all out and be extra, which is not a bad idea.
All right, so while you guys are waiting for your car to drain, on your drain plug right here, you're gonna see there's a bunch of metal shavings or just sludge that accumulated over time. This is a magnetic bolt. You want to go ahead and clean this off as much as you can, all of the threads. Same with the threads that are inside of the car. Clean all those off before you put this right back. If you have new washers, like these copper ones, go ahead and replace them. If you don't, inspect them, make sure they're good condition before putting them back on. I don't have the new copper washers, but I do have the other washers for this one, which is these black ones, because these are a little bit more important to replace, and my car's still fairly new, so it's not that important to replace these. But anyways, go ahead and clean all of these bolts off, replace these washers if you can, and then put them back. All right, so we just realized we're out of some brake cleaner, so we're gonna go pick some up right now.
Look at that thing up in the air right there, looking all sexy.
All right, so right here we got some brake cleaner. We're gonna go ahead and use some of this to clean off these drain and fill plugs, and we're also gonna use some of these towels. So go ahead and take off all the copper washers or the gaskets that are on here, just to separate them, and then go ahead and clean them all separately. I do have one to replace for this actually. I'm gonna reuse these. These are actually in really good condition, so I'm gonna reuse those too. And because I didn't buy new ones. Anyways, so let's go ahead and clean all this stuff up. Jesus Christ. Try to get the threads and everything cleaned up as much as you can. So here's a new gasket that I'm going to be using for this. Go ahead and toss this one, put it on. There we go. So that one's ready to go. Let's clean this one off. And this is the really dirty one. You really want to get this one cleaned off as much as you can. So there we go, nice and clean. And that's clean. These ones are ready to go back. So really quickly, I'm gonna spray some of this brake cleaner onto a rag, and then I'm gonna clean off the threads on the car as well before actually screwing these on. You wanna hand thread these on before actually torquing them down. So I'll see you guys back under the car. Just spray a little bit of this brake cleaner onto a rag, and go ahead and clean off the threads inside, just to make sure that the bolts or the plugs go in there really good. and just give it a second to just dry, and then we're gonna go ahead and hand tighten, or we're gonna go ahead and hand screw these in. Go ahead and torque it down. And just keep going until you hear it click. Just like that. So now we want to grab the T70 Torx bit. And this one's 51.6 pounds-feet of torque, so go ahead and get this one torqued down. We got the transfer pump, so let's go ahead and open it up so we can use this. Show you guys really quickly how to set this up. First, what you gotta do is put each hose on one of these connections. And this is pretty much just if you wanna convert this into an air pump to pump, you know, footballs or anything like that. So let's go ahead under the car and let's start pumping them one by one until it starts leaking out the top hole. So the top part of this pump, this is the hose you want to grab and put inside of your quart of oil. Put it down up in here to the bottom. And then you want to grab your other side, and this is the side that you want to put into your fill hole and start pumping.
I like that. I like watching it come through. That's ASMR right there. Don't talk about ASMR.
Then let's just let it be quiet.
Okay. Jeez. We have nothing to do with that guy. I said we have nothing to do with that guy. You excited to see this WRX go back to stage 2?
Hell yeah. Alright, on to the fourth quart.
It's leaking.
After it stops leaking, we're gonna go ahead and put the bolt back on it, the plug back on. So it finally stopped dripping. As you can see, there's pretty much nothing dripping anymore. And we're gonna go ahead and put on this fill bolts now. Hand tighten it like always. Make sure you still have that gasket, as you can see. And there we go. So after that, just go to clean everything up. Make sure there's no oil dripping anymore, because this will burn and it's not gonna smell very good underneath your car for the first couple of minutes. So just might as well clean as much as you can up. And that does it for the front. So we're gonna go ahead and meet you guys in the back, and let's do that. All right, so here we are with the rear differential. What we're gonna do is unclip this sensor that's back here. As you can see, there's just a little plug right here. Push that in, pull it off, and this is actually what we're gonna have to remove. So this is when you grab a 21mm deep socket. So I apologize, it's actually a 24mm deep socket that you need to put in here. That's what's gonna be able to take the sensor out. So go ahead and break this loose, take this fill plug out, and then take out this drain bolt as well. Go ahead and drain all the fluid, and then there should be, I think, a little bit less than a quart will go in here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. There we go. As you can see, we got this one loose. So just use your little techniques, you know? Do what you gotta do. So go ahead and just take this one out. Now we can remove this. Man, these ones are always fun, huh? There we go, boys. Gotta be careful with your hands, you know, make sure you don't have them in a location where you're gonna smash your hand when you do that. But if you're wondering what kind of technique I was doing there, so basically, so you grab a big wrench, just kind of put it in here like so. Then when you go to break it, you can use this as leverage and kind of boom, you know, break it loose. At least that's my technique. So we're just gonna go ahead and let this drain for a little bit, and then in the meantime, let's go ahead and clean this up. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and clean this up. Let's go ahead and spray some brake clean on here. Damn, okay. It's a little too hardcore for me right there. Let's go, yep, there we go. Just try to clean this the best that you can. There we go, let me go grab the new washer. Actually, I just realized I got the wrong washer, so I'm gonna reuse this one. Yeah, do your research, you guys. Make sure you buy the right stuff, because this happens, and then what? You know, it's a Sunday, I can't go pick anything up, so gotta run it, gotta go to work tomorrow. Anyways, so I'm gonna run this washer. Just next time when I do this, I'm gonna make sure I buy new ones for the front and the rear. But I suggest you guys make sure you pick up all the necessary things you guys need, like the washers and gaskets, and then you guys are good to go. So this is just about done leaking right here. Once that finishes, we're gonna wipe it up, we're gonna clean the threads up, and then we're gonna put the bolt right back and fill her up. All right guys, after this is pretty much drained, just go ahead and clean up the threads as much as you can. Grab some more brake cleaner and just really try to get those threads cleaned up from all that stuff that could have accumulated. Just really try to get those threads cleaned up. And then let's get that bolt back on there, hand threaded first. Now it's time to torque it down. All right, you guys, the torque specs for this one is 44.3, so go ahead and tighten this guy down. There we go. Now we can finally fill this guy up with some new fluid. Now you want to fill this guy up until it starts coming out right here. All right, let me go grab another one of these and a rag for when it leaks, and then I'll be right back. There we go. Now we're just gonna let that drain fully stop, and then we're gonna put the plug right back where it needs to go. So you want to go ahead and clean this off as well, the threads right here and the threads right there before reinstalling this. So get it in there hand tight first. Then go ahead and torque it down. Just don't forget to plug this right back in where it goes. And that's complete. We have finished the front, rear, differential, and transmission fluid change, flush, whatever you want to call it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys learned how to do this, or if you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. Also, we are just about ready to start on the 2013 WRX to do the same exact thing. It's a little bit different, so I will make a different video. I will link that for you guys right here for you guys to be able to check out. Now that we finished on this STI, we're about to begin on this 2013 WRX. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll link that video right here. You guys can learn how to do that transmission and differential flush as well. Until next time, everybody, thank you guys for watching. Practice that social distancing, and you guys have a fantastic night.